Hey YouTubers, Grimmy here, and today we're taking a look at Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Sideswipe. A new Autobot for the Fall of Cybertron line, which is always welcome. It does seem like the cons are getting a bit of a numbers advantage, so it's nice to see a new Autobot around. Here we got Sideswipe in his packaging. A lovely CG of the figure, of the character on the top, along with a nice image of the figure, his giant gun, and his vehicle mode. Turn it around. Here we got his bio. Let's get that all clear. Yeah, you got his bio there. Nice image of his robot mode and that big gun he comes with, along with his race car mode. At the bottom you got his tech specs, and all in all it's a nice packaging. Yeah. Big Autobot logo on the side. Yeah, all in all I like it. So let's get him opened up and see how he looks from there. Okay, now we got Sideswipe opened up out of his packaging and in his vehicle mode. And it's a pretty good looking car mode. Let's take his weapon off. Really big. Yeah, Hasbro's been putting in a lot of reason to put in like compensation jokes of sorts with these giant weapons. This one has a couple features where it can stretch out, and there's a little motion in this one. But it's a nice weapon. I think it's the Path Blaster from Fall of Cybertron. I could be wrong, but I think yeah, it's the Path Blaster. But anyway, yeah. Sideswipe's vehicle mode is nice and sleek, and it's a pretty cool looking Cybertronian race car. So you know, all red with some white detailing, bits of silver. Got the red bits along the windows and the wheels, which is good. And he looks like he'll fit in with Fall of Cybertron, which is good. That's his line. But yeah, he's a pretty nice looking vehicle mode. Real quick, we'll do a nice comparison with the other use of this mold, Jazz. As you can see, these guys have been through quite a bit of retooling though. And you got Jazz with his vehicle mode here. Looks good, and Sideswipe looks pretty good too, and Hasbro did a really good job of making these guys look like two different vehicles while keeping the same transformation aesthetic. And I actually like that. I like the fact that they look different even if they're from the same mold. I mean, this is a lot more than a repaint, and that's a pretty good thing. But anyway, oh yeah, well, it's really nice, even though it makes a lot of noise, just the way the tires are designed. But anyway, let's get Sideswipe into his robot mode and see how it goes from there. Okay, now that we got Sideswipe in robot mode, I gotta say I'm quite impressed with it. This version of Sideswipe actually does look good to me, and it feels more than it feels like more than just a repaint of Jazz. I mean, the mostly newly retooled parts really do a good job for him. And while he does have some similarities with Jazz, he stands out on his own pretty well. for size comparison. Here's Jazz right now. As you can see, there's actually a lot more different between these two other than the paint job and head sculpt. And as we saw with the vehicle mode, the hood of the car is entirely different. It's not just repainted, it's actually resculpted. And the heads are definitely different, of course. And the paint jobs do help set these two apart. I don't really have a favorite between the two. I think they're both pretty nice representations of each other, of their respective characters. And here's hoping we get a Fall of Cybertron Sunstreaker to go with them. But in any case, Sideswipe is pretty well articulated. You got a ball jointed head, but you do got to kind of watch during transformation. It popped out on me a couple times going back and forth between robot and vehicle mode. Ball jointed shoulders, a little bit of hinge here for in and out. Got swivel at the bicep, ratcheted elbow, ball jointed wrist, no waist, which is sad but bearable, ball jointed hips. There's a little bit of a thigh swivel but not a whole lot. You got ratcheted knees. You got swivel right above the knee, but it's very tight. And you got a little ratcheted forward back movement on the toe. So he does have a nice range of posability. Now the weapon he comes with, the Path Blaster, which I think it's called, easily fits into his hand, although I don't think he can really hold it as well as he should be able to. Not to mention it kind of weighs him down. Given the size and weight of the gun, it's kind of hard to get a good pose with him in it. Which makes me wish he came with a smaller gun like Jazz has. But in any case, it works out pretty well. And if you have like a larger character, say like Optimus Prime from Transformers Prime First Edition, you can actually switch out the gun, give it to Optimus, and he can hold it pretty well. The handle does swivel a little bit though, because I think it's kind of loose. And it's not just on Sideswipe, but you can see it's loose on Prime as well. And if you take Grimlock here, since he has more of a closed fist, you can actually fit it in his hand, and he'll hold it actually very well. And this looks great in Grimlock's hand. So this is definitely a gun for a close-fisted figure, or like one with a hole in the fist instead of like an open palm type hand. But since this isn't about Grimlock and it's supposed to be Sideswipe, let's get him back in the frame. And while we're at it, since we got Grimlock and Jazz here, let's see if we can get some more other characters to compare them with. Like say Bumblebee here. from War for Cybertron, who's a big deluxe and a lot bigger than the character should be. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. But I'll also bring in Fall of Cybertron Optimus, who should be a Voyager, really. And just for fun, just pop the Path Blaster right into Optimus's hand. And aside from it kind of weighing him down a bit, that actually looks pretty sweet. You can actually get him to balance. There we go. So you can actually give that to Optimus and give Prime's gun to Sideswipe, which he holds pretty well, and that'll look pretty good. Bring Cliffjumper in just to complete the crew here, at least of what I got. But anyway, now I can't get Prime into a shot where he's not blocking somebody. Whatever. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review with Sideswipe here. Feel free to comment, subscribe, all that other good stuff. And, yeah, I do recommend him. He's a really good figure. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care, bye-bye, and have fun.